Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another series of Beyond Earth, this time with a cunning twist. I'm playing with immersive armies, small resource icons, enhanced promotions, which you saw last time around, and the CODEX Total Overhaul mod. And you can see, pretty much right away, I'm going through to sponsors, and there is a load of stuff already there. Today, I'm going to be playing with Brazil instead of Alfala because I played with them a couple of times and I've quite gotten to like the fact that I get extra energy when I kill a unit, extra vision, and my war score is increased by 50%. You get through to here, and this is quite obviously changed. We have scouting corps, collectors, zoologists, archaeologists. Basically, there's a lot of stuff going on. And what I'm going to go with is I'm going to gain a free resource pod whenever I found a city, including my capital. And there is a reason for this. I'm also going to go with short range scanner, even though, yes, there are a lot of other things going on, and a free worker. Again, lots of other things going on. Now, when I go through to the map, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a random archipelago. We are going to go for small. Last time we ended up with frigid. Today we are going to end up with fungal. We are going to be playing on Sputnik because the Codex Overhaul mod completely overhauls the way the AI works. It's going to be quick. The world is going to be only 3 billion years old. It's going to be quite cool, and it's going to be quite wet. The sea level is going to be quite high, and the resources are going to be sparse. Now you can see it's added a lot of options over here, but it's time to pick my enemies. The Ark, North Sea Alliance. And this is going to be a game filled with conflict, so I'm going to go with Chung Su. Now, who else can be quite conflictagious? Integer. And just to finish it off, a wild card, Polystralia. Now, we want increased alien spawn rates, frenzied aliens. We also want plus 20 health. This is very important. Without this plus 20 health, it would take a hideously long time to expand. I'm not going to disable the Black Mask or the Fog of War, but I am going to say all coastal starts. So, it's an archipelago, it's a small world, it's fungal. Actually, can I can add more players, right, okay. I didn't realise I could add more players. Pan-Asian Alliance, or Cooperative, and Franco-Liberia. Can I add any more? Okay, I can go up to 9 players. Right, so let's finish it off with me sneezing wildly. The Slavic Federation. So we have 10 civs on a planet only big enough for 6. It's an archipelago with a high sea level. We're going to have... Actually, no. We're going to go for quite a low sea level on this archipelago. Let's see what we get. Now, what I need to explain while we are starting this mod, just going in right from the very start. There we go. Loading screen has changed. But they've changed the way that it adds up and the way that it works. We've also had affinities, we've had diplomatic positions added, we've had a completely remade First Contact Space game. All of the affinity win options have been greatly expanded. The length of the game has been increased. The way you use cities has been changed. Basically, pretty much every aspect of the game that you can think of has been changed or altered in some way, shape or form. I have also included the improved promotions mod on top, because unfortunately the Codex mod only goes so far in changing the way the game works. You'll see what I mean soon enough. So last time round we ended up on... Ooh, now where do I want to go? A frigid world, a cold world. There's snow down there, we've only got a resource pod. Forest, tundra, tubers. Or I've got 2 Fyraxite over here. Well, Brasilia is going to land on a hilltop surrounded by strange and bizarre alien resources. Oh god, and now suddenly everything crops up at once. I had to skip through parts of that, so we now have biomes. On this planet, we get +2 production from fibre and +2 culture from fibre. That's flat. Everywhere there is fibre, that will happen. We start off with considerably more units, but right now, we don't need these units. And I know you're sat there going, what? Why don't we need these units? I will flat out tell you why we do not need these units. Because in this version of the game, basically anything AI related and unit related will go completely up the chuff. Because not only have the game AIs been improved, so is the alien AI. Any units you have at the start of the game will get devoured, much in the same way as the explorers did in my last game. So here we are on the planet Nemesis. Yeah, I named it in advance. Nemesis is a cold, dark, fungal world. Here comes another AI. Someone's made landfall. It's also smaller than Earth. So while we desperately try and survive and expand, the one island of Citadella, as far as we know, is the only source of humanity on this planet. We've seen landers come down. Don't know if they survived. Patrol boats. Expand. And let's get building recycler. So instantly that Brasilia +5 for killing a unit comes into play. We also have golden ages, diplomatic positions, and an empire tab, which allows us to basically dictate where our resources are going and why. The whole thing has been overhauled. Right, so there's nothing else we can do over here. Let's get into the waters. So we have quest decision, familiar exotics. We are going to ignore this outbreak and get +5 culture. And here's the next change. The cultures tab has been entirely reforged. We now have prosperity, industry, knowledge, society, and might. Now, because we are Brasilia, I'm going to go with might, because we need to have an advantage over the local alien life forms, or we will be screwed sideways without anything to stand on. Another lander comes down. Quite early on, this is going to be a crowded world. Right, we've now got extra science and extra cash. Quest decision. I'm going to go with an energy crop, so I need an alien preserve in Citadella. And within 8 minutes or so, we're already rushing through 7 turns. There is another reason why I've also put this onto quick. Not because I'm playing it through, but because the CODEX mod does have somewhat of an inherent bug. Basically, if you play it on standard speed or higher, your progress towards affinities doesn't match up with that of the AI. The AI gets inherent bonuses regardless of which difficulty you're playing on. And unfortunately, the AI can very, very quickly outclass you if you're playing on anything faster than speed. Quick speed. So Citadella. Now, colonization protocol is one of the first things you can build, which relies on a new resource, building modules, which can be gathered in various ways, and I will go into shortly. Right now, we're trying to scout, we're trying to build, we're trying to expand. Because this world is inherently hostile to us. We now have a pristine plasma turbine engine, so plasma turbine, estimation computer, right, +2 culture from headquarters. The research you can get from artifacts has also been changed, and right now we need that +2 culture. So relics from old Earth, countless hours, old Earth relics, cultural authenticity. Right, here we go. So we now have +8 culture, as opposed to the +7 we had before. +2 petroleum and +2 production from... And we discovered titanium directly underneath my farm. Fuck's sake. Alright, so... Purchase. Okay, I need more cash before I can purchase another former. If you haven't noticed, the formers can disband. They now work along the same lines as Civilization 6 builders. And I will say something somewhat controversial here. After playing Civilization 6, that is perhaps the only part of the game that I actually liked. Sorry guys, the rest of it was shit. Say what you want, Civilization was shit. Oh, we've now got another virtue. +25 towards alien units. So let's clear out these leeches, which can now grow on any resource, by the way. If you spy an alien leech, it can grow anywhere. Ultrasonic emitter doesn't cost anything to get rid of, but does cost cash to maintain. Right, so we can have palladium chassis or +10. I'm going to go with the +10, and then you're going to go get that. Citadella has +27 food. Defense grid is going to be our next tech, and as you can see, it's now been reformed into a tech tree instead of a tech web. Another lander comes down. This planet is going to get very populated very quickly. It's also the other reason why I've played this on a small map. The CODEX mod adds in a lot of new features and a lot of new improvements, and later on in the game, even with my 32 gig GTX 950 blah 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 yada 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 bitch of a machine, it can get buggy. So playing this on a small map will not only keep me focused on what I'm doing, but will also stop my machine from dying later on in the game when things get a bit hectic and all over the place. So let's build a trade depot. You get back into friendly territory and heal. Choose research, chemistry. So we can detect more, well, even though we've already detected petroleum, we can now detect more petroleum. Next turn. So we're going to build another outpost on that hill where it suggests where we've got shells, we've got tubers, and we've got eggs. Lots of reasonable resources. You can build an old Earth relic. And here we go. Found an outpost. We've received +1 soldier unit. If we can get you back into our territory, we will get the cash for disbanding it. We will now gain science from dealing with alien nests, and that will become a really, really big thing later on. So let's crack on. Yep, alien nests. Aliens have started turning up. Will you come towards me or will you disappear? Right. Dorado and Citadella. Now, one of the other things with this game is the way that health works. It is generally a very, very good idea to expand and keep expanding for as much as you can and as fast as you can. Right, build me a former. Because the AI will be doing the same thing. In one of the loading screens, it does actually tell you to keep expanding for as long and as far as you are able until you either run out of health or you run out of places to actually build cities. Right, so let's get you over there. Choose research, advanced mining. So back over in Citadella, I'm going to purchase some more. No, I'm not. I am going to purchase that former. Then I'm going to purchase some more tiles. So I'm surrounded by a large amount of petroleum. This will come in useful later because petroleum is now a resource that's not used for buildings, it's actually used for satellites. The more petroleum you have, the more satellites you can field. Titanium goes towards national wonders, which have been altered and expanded upon again. Oh, plus 400 credits, that's useful. Right, now we've unleashed a little bit more at the South Pole. Build me that titanium resource mine. Dorado, if you could be so kind is to expand far, Citadel, if you could be so kind as to expand far enough to reveal a bit more of Dorado. Here we go. Oh, there's resource pods over there. And yes, another former. Right, so if you could now build me an explorer, because we've got plenty of things over here we could have a peek at. 10% production towards military units, yes please, very useful. You can produce a petroleum well, and we can get working towards genetics, which will unleash the TAC jet unit, which is something that comes in incredibly useful in the early game. If you could peek around that corner, you can build the farm that was destroyed over there, and another resource mine. You can see quite quickly, in comparison to a normal game of Civ, this is... Oh, right, Chungsu. We've already made contact, and it was you who landed over there. Right, okay. I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching episode 1 of the Codex mod of Beyond Earth, and we'll join you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra for now.